Hello students, good evening. Today I am going to start with the IUPAC nomenclature of coordination compounds. Here IUPAC means International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Nomenclature meaning is naming. The IUPAC gave certain rules for naming the coordination compounds. Normally the coordination compound is divided into three types: cationic complex, anionic complex and neutral complex. Like simple salt, sodium chloride means it contains Na plus and Cl minus, sodium plus and chloride minus. Here in cationic complex, first the cation comes, second the anion comes. One example is this is a cationic part, this is an anionic part. Because we already seen that we have to divide this complex. The counter ion is negatively charged, means same amount of positively charged part is present in the other side. So this is already discussed in the last class. So this cationic part come first and the anionic part come next. The cationic part is hexa, I mean first in the cationic part, first priority goes to ligand and afterwards metal. Hexa mean cobalt, chloride. 3 is the oxidation state of this complex. Next, anionic complex. In anionic complex, the negative part comes first and positive part comes next. In the negative part, the ligands come first, after the central metal atom. In the case of neutral complex, both the positive complex and the negative complex are equally present. Neutral means positive and negative ions mutually balance each other. That is called neutral system. So these are the three types of coordination complex is present. Now one by one we will see the naming rules. Take note on this or else take a screenshot. Hello students, now I am going to explain some rules of IUPAC nomenclature. First rule, cation should be written first. Always cation should be named first. Second rule is the simple elements are named normally. Simple elements like chlorine, bromine, iodine, etc. they can written as such. Chloride, sulfate, like that. The simple elements name is simple only. This is the first rule. Cation should be written first. Simple elements should be written normally. Second rule, naming the complex ion, ligand should be named first, followed by central metal atom. Ligand should be named first. Suppose I am taking K4, Fe, Cn6. This is the complex, right? First priority goes to ligand, and the next one is central metal atom. So the first priority given to the ligand while naming the coordination complex. First priority goes to ligand, after that central metal atom. The square bracket is the very important part of the coordination compound. Ligands directly connected to metal. Yes, the ligands directly connected to metals because ligands donate electron to metal. Ligands donate electrons to the empty orbital of the transition metals. Ligands are normally electron rich species, so they are called as Lewis bases. Lewis base is the one which donate electrons. They form coordinate covalent bond. See, metal and ligand are bonded in coordination system. Where ligand is an electron rich species and metal is always a electron poor species because metal already loses electron and it is electropositive. So metal is a electron seeking species and ligand is a electron rich species. Though ligand donate electron to the empty orbital of the metal. Ligand donates the electron to the empty vacant d orbitals. Vacant d orbital of the metal. Suppose ligand will donate to pair of electron, means first is please fill up like this. So this is the important point in the ligand part. Ligand is the one which donates a pair of electrons. So they are called Lewis bases. they form coordinate covalent bond. What is meant by coordinate covalent bond? The electron rich species donated the electron. Electron rich species donated the electron, and the metal and the electron both share the electrons. So covalent nature also formed, coordination also formed. Therefore, they are called coordinate covalent bond. Example, cyanide is a negative ion. It donates nitrogen containing lone pair of electron, N triple bond C. This nitrogen donates 2 electrons to metals like potassium or iron, etc. So this electron shared between iron and the cyanide molecule. That is why it is called coordinate covalent bond. Take a note on this. Very simple concept only I am giving. Ligand should be named first, followed by the central metal atom. It is present in the square bracket. Hello students, ligands basically divided into 3 categories. One is positive ligand, negative ligand and neutral ligand. Now you have one doubt. Ligand, before that you told me that ligand is a negative ion which donates electron. Now you are saying ligand is basically divided into positive, negative and neutral ligands. This is also true because in positive ligand, any one of the atom is electron rich which donates the electron. Negative ligand is entirely negative. Neutral ligand containing both positive and negative ions equally. Let us take example water. Water is a neutral ligand. It contains H plus and OH minus. Equal amount of H plus and OH minus. So they are called as neutral ligands. Negative ligands, cyanide, minus charge is more. Negative ions because carbon and nitrogen. Carbon has one lone pair of electron. Nitrogen has excess 2 lone pair of electron. So electron is rich all over. So it is negative species. Positive ligand means any one of the atom containing negative ion. That is called positive ligand. Next, ligand is again divided into bidentate ligand, monodentate ligand, tetradentate ligand and ambidentate ligand. There are 4 varieties given. What do you mean by bidentate ligand? Already we discussed in the last class. Please go through that. Bidentate ligand means in a single, this is otherwise called as chelating ligand. Chelating means ring forming ligands. Both end having negative ions. So they are called chelating ligands or ring forming ligands. These 2 negative ions containing lone pair of electron, they form coordinate covalent bond with metal on both sides. So there will be ring will be formed between metal and the ligand. This type of ligands are called chelating ligand or bidentate ligand. Bi means 2. Two species in a single ligand, 2 elements, 2 atoms donate electron at a time. So they are called bidentate ligand. What do you mean by ambidentate ligand? Ambident means one. See, in haloalkanes lesson you learned that ambident nucleophile. Ambident nucleophile means if 2 species are there, means one species one time react with the host, and the second species another time react with the same host. They are called as ambident nucleophile. Here ambident ligand, because both nitrogen and oxygen both having lone pair of electron. Nitrogen containing 2 lone pair of electron, so it donate electron to metal. Oxygen also containing lone pair of electron, so it also donate to electron to metal. But these things happen in 2 steps. First nitrogen gives means over. Suppose the second metal is reacted to the same species in this category, oxygen gives means over. So these two happen in different scenario. This is different and this is different, but they are having a chance of donating two times. So this is and this are different. This is at the same time two species donates electron to the metal at the same time. Here two species donate electron but different times with different metals. So they are called as ambidentate ligands. Next one is EDTA. EDTA, ethylene diamine tetra, ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid. So ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid. See, ethylene diamine is given here. 4 acetic acid is linked means tetradiamine acetic acid. Ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid is called EDTA. EDTA is used for checking the water, purity of water. It is an indicator for checking the purity of water, like phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein is an indicator for checking the acid-base titration. Here it is tetradentate ligand because here ethylene diamine 2 nitrogen is there and tetraacetic acid 2 species present. Therefore tetradentate ligand. Tetra means 4. So in a molecule 4 species donate electron to the metal are called as tetradentate ligand. The tetradentate ligand, bidentate ligand are all called chelating ligand, ring forming ligands. Next ligands, negative ligands end with O. Example, if it is chlorine means chlorato, chlorido. Nitrate means nitrato. Sulfate means sulfato. Like that in IUPAC system, the negative ligand name end with O. And positive ligand name with IUM. And neutral ligand end with the same except some cases. CO means carbonyl, NO means nitrosyl, water means aqua, NH3 means amine. These are the 4 exceptions. In the neutral ligands, many of the species having same name but few exceptions. CO means carbonyl, NO means nitrosyl, H2O means aqua, NH3 means amine. Take a note on this or take a screenshot. I have explained what I am telling. I hope you understand these concepts. Hello students, now I am going to give some examples of anionic negative. So these are some negative ligands. Bromine, we can write it as bromido. Chlorine, chlorido. Fluorine, fluorido. Cyanide, cyanido. OH minus hydroxido. Carbonato, nitrato. Nitrato N means when nitrogen is linked with metal means nitrato N. Oxygen donates electron to metal means nitrato O because it is an ambidentate ligand. Sulfido, oxalato. These are the negative ligands. How to give name for negative ligands given? Suppose the negative ligand is given 4 or 5 species. Numbers means tetracyano. Tetra means 4. Cyanide. So mono means 1. Di means 2. Tri means 3. Tetra means 4. Penta means 5. Hexa means 5. 6. Septa means 7. Octa means 8. Suppose these negative ligands are present in more numbers means first you have to give the numbers. After that you mention the name of the negative ligand. This is one important rule. Please go through the rule. Once again I repeat that negative ligands and IUPAC name. Bromide means bromido. In negative ligands O should be added. O should be added. O should be added. O should be added to the bromide means bromido. Bromide means bromide plus O gives bromido. Removing that E and adding O like chlorido. fluoride, cyanide, hydroxide, carbonate, nitrate, NO3 to nitrate, and nitrate, sulfide, oxalate, like that you give names. Okay. Suppose these negative ion present in the bracket 4 or 5 means tetracyano, 3 means tricyano, hexacyano, ferrate. Like that we have to give. This is also important rule. Okay. Next point is already di, tri, tetra present means in some coordination complex already di, tri, tetra already present. Again di, tri come means how can we name it? That is one confusion. Suppose example diamine, ethylene diamine, already di compound is there. Ethylene diamine is there. Is inside the bracket covered by two times ethylene diamine. If 2 times coming means bis, again coming means bis, again 3 times coming means tris, 4 times coming means tetrakis. These are the 3 important rules. Already ditri present in the ligand means again ditri come means in that category. Di means bis, tri means tris, tetra means tetrakis. This also important point. Point by point you have to learn. After this class I will give examples, lot of examples how to name the IUPAC system. We are solving the examples, that time we can understand very clearly. Okay, next point, how to name the complex ion, cationic complex. Suppose cationic complex means we should name the ligand first. Name the ligand first. Afterwards, you can name the metal. Plus include the oxidation state of the metal in the parenthesis. Parenthesis means this bracket. OS stands for oxidation state. In this way, we can give the name for the cationic complex. In the case of anionic complex, first you have to give the name for ligand, same. Second, you give the name for metal. But you have to include ATE. Metal plus ATE. And you have to start the parenthesis with oxidation state of the metal. Okay, these are the terms linked in the coordination complex. How to give the name of the metal? Metal means in the cationic species we have to write just a metal name itself. But in the anionic species you have to write the metal plus ATE plus the oxidation state. Okay, next one, neutral species, that I will tell you. First I will rub this one, take note of this. Hello students, in the case of neutral complex, one complex is positive, other complex is negative, therefore the neutral complex is like this. In the neutral complex, the cationic part, you have to write the metal name and oxidation state in the parenthesis. Oxidation state is 1, 2, 3, like you have to mention in Roman letter. Don't mention in +1, +2 like that. You have to write like this. In the second part, anionic complex, metal plus ATE, you have to add oxidation state in the parenthesis. You have to write it as 1, 2, 3, like in the Roman letter. Next point, the anionic complex metal names. How to write the names of the metal name? I already told you metal plus ATE. Zinc means zincate, aluminum means aluminate, ferrous means ferrate, copper means cuprate, cobalt means cobaltate, plumber means plumbate, lead. Argentate means argent, argentum means argentate, silver. Stannate means stannate, tin. Aurum means aurate, gold. Platinate means platinate. This is also important. So in the previous point, I have given one table which tells about the naming of negative species. Here they are giving the names of the metal. These are the very important rules of the IUPAC nomenclature. Within this, I have completed the complete rules of the IUPAC nomenclature. Next class, with while starting the next class, I'll just go through the IUPAC names one time, and afterwards we will solve some examples based on the IUPAC nomenclature. With this, I can wind up the class today. I hope you understand these rules. You have to practice on the next class onwards. Thank you, students. God bless you.